All right, everybody, we are here at Salem Evangelical Lutheran to celebrate Homegrown Minneapolis, which is an incredible program that is run by our health department. I want to first give a huge thank you to both our Commissioner, Damone Chaplin, who I don't think I have seen yet if he's here, and a big thank you also to Allison Babb. Could we give her a huge round of applause? She's helped to get this whole program set up. First, let me tell you why this is so important. People in our city need to be in touch with the food that they eat. They need to have access to fresh fruit and vegetables. And those fresh fruit and vegetables could come from miles away. They could also come from literally your backyard or your neighborhood. We need to be celebrating urban agriculture. We need to be celebrating the food system and the ecosystem that is around us. And far too often, it's really hard to get fresh fruit or vegetables, especially in lower income neighborhoods. Sometimes it's easier to get an illicit or an illegal gun than it is just to get a fresh apple. That's wrong. That is something that we collectively need to be working to change in this city. And in part, we can do it through the amazing farmers and growers that are celebrating the urban agriculture that we have right here. Let me tell you a story about what they once did in Cuba. In Cuba, they were having struggles with getting fresh fruit and vegetables. They had many people that were going through famine or some form of food instability. And what they said is, all right, we're going to find every arable piece of property that they have, whether that was in an urban area or rural, and we're going to make sure that we plant there. We can also be working on things like that right here in Minneapolis. Check out the land, test it out. If it's ripe for growing food, let's grow. If it's not ripe for growing food, let's build. Let's make sure that we're making conscientious decisions about how we sustain our neighborhoods and we sustain our environments at the same time. That's what this Climate Legacy Initiative is all about. Through CLI, or our Climate Legacy Initiative right now, we are putting in $10 million annually, every single year, to make sure that we have healthy and sustainable communities, to make sure that we're pushing back on our carbon footprint and that we are good stewards of our entire world and the neighborhoods that we live in at the same time. That's what this work is about. So what this provides is about $315,000 to 16 incredible groups from around our city. And it's doing everything from setting up an urban garden, like what we're standing on right now, to making sure that we've got sustainable greenhouses. It's making sure that the food that is produced, either at restaurants or these gardens that may otherwise go to waste, is used. And it's making sure that the people that need that fresh fruit and vegetables most, that can't necessarily afford it, that don't have as good access to maybe a grocery store that the rest of us do, that they can walk down the block and have access to some of the sustainability that all the rest of us are able to reap the benefits from. At the end of the day, that's what this is about. And that $315,000, as I said, is going to 16 different organizations that are doing some really incredible work. And, rather than have me read off a long list of these 16, I actually want each one of these groups to shout out their organization one at a time, so that we can kind of all celebrate them and give them a huge round of applause. How does that sound? All right. Why don't you guys start out? Give us a big shout. Shout out for
the Aliveness Project.
Hey!
Camden Collective.
All right, Camden Collective.
The Sinai Foundation.
The Sinai Foundation here in Minneapolis.
Twin Cities Food Justice.
Twin Cities Food Justice. Yes.
Open Arms of Minnesota.
Yes. Open Arms.
Eastside Neighborhood Services.
Eastside Neighborhood Services. Appetite for change. That's right. Any down there? The Camden Collective. We got you guys. We got you guys. And so these 16 different groups truly represent our city's needs for change. These 16 groups represent meeting the diverse needs of our communities, both now and into the future, and we're so thankful for the partnerships that we have. So a lot of times you allocate a bunch of money, which we're doing right now with $10 million. By the way, it's ongoing. Sometimes you fund a project, $15,000 go out the door, maybe $200,000 goes out the door. Some good work happens, and then it stops. One of the quickest ways that you erode trust with community is by giving a little bit of money and then having that money taken away. What this provides is a future. This provides some acknowledgement that the work around climate justice, the work around environmental justice, the work around reducing our collective carbon footprint is not a one-year thing. This is a forever thing that we in the city of Minneapolis need to be standing up for and standing up along with our incredible partners that are here with us. A lot of times when you think about doing right by the environment, you think about driving your car less, and that's really important. Sometimes you think about making sure that you're composting, also really important. But what's also critical is making sure that our beautiful communities feel connected with the earth that they live on. That's what this is about right here. Providing that $315,000 to those 16 groups that can do this incredible work along with our health department in our city. And so with that, in a moment, you're going to hear from Anna Gerdine, the executive director of the Camden Collective, and Latasia Powell from Appetite for Change. And they're going to tell you more about the important projects that they are spearheading. And those are examples. They are emblematic of all of the other work that's happening. But first, I want to give a huge round of applause and welcome up Allison Babb to speak about this program and all the successes it's had here at the city. Give it up for Allison. There you are.
Right here. Thank you, Mayor Fry, for your leadership and for your support of the Health Department's mission. There's no way we could fund these 16 community projects without the support of the Climate Legacy Initiative, so it's much appreciated. We are committed to reducing climate pollution by 2030. And through these projects, we are building healthier communities by addressing one or more of the following areas: growing food using sustainable production methods, using energy-efficient, controlled environments to extend the growing season into the colder months, just like this deep winter greenhouse behind us, as well as reducing wasted food through distribution to food shelves and other programs, as well as composting. Those who know me know that I am passionate about increasing access to healthy food. The ongoing pandemic, recent economic challenges, and the loss of grocery stores in parts of Minneapolis have made it difficult for some of our residents to access fresh, affordable, and nutritious foods. These projects will help Minneapolis residents get better access to food and create opportunities for people to learn more about sustainable growing and preventing wasted food. They will also help advance health equity in our city. Our goal as a city is to grow and eat more sustainable local food. This funding will help. We all see food go to waste. This funding will help just redistribute food to prevent it from going to waste. We are fortunate to have all of these amazing partners behind us, and of course some that can't join us today, and we're very excited about the work that's just beginning. Youth participation is a really important part of many of our projects, so I really want to give a shout out to all the youth who are with us today. Can I get a round of applause for the youth?
Yes.
And I specifically want to call out Alejandra Coronado, who goes by Ale, who is a youth manager with the Camden Collective. Thank you, Ale, for your work.
All right, Ale.
So one of our partners for this project is Appetite for Change, and we're honored to have Latasia Powell here with us today to talk about their work.
All right, Latasia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Latasia Powell. On behalf of Appetite for Change, I would like to say we are deeply grateful for the support and recognition we have received, including the most recent homegrown funding from the city of Minneapolis. We are proud to have partnered with the city of Minneapolis since our founding in 2011. This partnership has been instrumental in allowing Appetite for Change and our critical programming to thrive, mainly through our Deep Winter Greenhouse Initiative. Our urban ag programs seek to improve the long-term, holistic health of our land, the Northside residents, and our community by reconnecting agricultural practices that involve not only the youth, but their families, and promote the use of organic and sustainable agriculture, while using food as the tool to build health, wealth, and social change. As an alumni of Appetite for Change youth programming, and now the program manager of our youth training and opportunity program, I have personally witnessed the transformative power of AFC youth in our urban ag program. Y-Top, that's what we call it, not only teaches urban gardening techniques, but also instills in the youth the importance of building stewardship and leadership. Every year, right where we're all standing, about 30 young people get together to learn the essentials of growing food, through seed and seedlings to harvesting and distributing produce and selling it at our donation-based farm stands. This first-hand experience has shown me how these programs can change lives and continue to empower the future generations of youth. Thanks to the commitment of the City of Minneapolis and the Homegrown funding opportunity, Appetite for Change Deep Winter Greenhouse has the potential to transform the North Minneapolis community by providing increased resources dedicated to expanding the outputs of fresh organic produce during the winter months. It supports the health and well-being of the Northsiders, but it also fosters a more significant interest in sustainable urban farming in the youth of North Minneapolis. Appetite for Change brings people together to cook, eat, learn, and grow food, and creating change that lasts. We would like to ask you all to join us in continuing this movement. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody give it up for Anna Gerdine from Camden Collective.
I kind of brought a crowd.
Yeah, come on in, crowd.
Can I get some of my Camden Collective people? Yes. Okay, so, okay. Okay.
Go up front.
Okay.
You are the youth.
Get it right there.
You are the
Okay.
youth. Good job. Good job.
Thank you, Mayor Fry, for having us here. For having us here in North Minneapolis. It really means a lot to us to have a press conference in North Minneapolis. Showing up here matters. I really was excited to see that there are a lot of other Northside and Northside serving organizations that were chosen for grants. That means a lot to us because any investment in North Minneapolis is an investment in all of us. I just have a couple of special guests here with me today. Around us is the younger people. They're all some of our youth employees. They work for the Camden Collective. We have a youth employment and mentorship program, and some of our youth speak only Spanish, some speak only English, and then we have several youth that are bilingual, and I'll just mention them a little bit as I go on. About me, I'm the executive director of the Camden Collective. I live 2 blocks away from here. I've lived in the area for 11 years. I'm a single mom. I have a 14-year-old son. Every Saturday you will find me in this building. People call me Tia Anita, they call me Anna, they call me Anna, any combination of the above. We started in 2020 as a youth tutoring program. Eventually we moved on to a food distribution. Now we give out food twice a week here on site. And about 70% of our clients are Spanish speaking, and the majority of those are from Ecuador. And so without our youth, we would not be able to serve our community effectively. A lot of food shelves and a lot of organizations have told me that they are struggling to find Spanish speakers to help serve their clients. For us, we have solved that problem with the great young people around us. We also have volunteers straight from the community who come and help us. And because we're bilingual, we're able to incorporate volunteers who speak only Spanish along with our only English volunteers. With the young people, we're able to pay them a wage. Some of them, they start at $16 an hour. Some of them even earn $20. And it's a joy to watch them grow. A couple of the young people here with me today have been with me over 2 years. So we started in 2020. And there were just a couple organizations I did want to give a thank you to. Only 3, although there's so many more. One of them, actually, Tony Sana's here today. The Sana Foundation was actually our first fiscal sponsor, and they were the ones that actually helped us start our food distribution right in this parking lot. And so having Tony here today, I felt like I couldn't go without acknowledging that. So thanks. Thank you so much, Tony. Tony and Brandon, I appreciate you. Another partner is Salem Lutheran Church and Eric Poffer. They give us free space. I feel like this is an Oscar, but anyway, thank you. And then of all the other organizations, there's also Second Harvest Heartland has been really, really supportive. They put us in a Rising Partner program last year and invested in me as a leader and gave us a really great financial donation. Of course, there's many others. So with this Homegrown grant, we are going to take the money and we're going to use it to build up our food rescue program, which is taking leftover food from Cub Foods and bringing it here to use it to serve our community. We're adding another 432 pounds a week on top of our already 800, so up to about 1,200. The money we're getting is going into investing in salaries. A portion of that is going to pay these beautiful young people that are around me. And one of the really cool things about a grant like this is it works to reduce climate pollution. And it also helps feed our community, and it also pays for salaries for people that live in this community and serve this community. One of the things I did want to mention, though, is North Minneapolis is suffering. For you to come here and not live here, you may not realize it, but I live 2 blocks away, and we hear gunshots almost every night. There are kids that steal cars, drive around, crash into buildings. There's litter on the streets. There's boarded up buildings that we hear that are going to turn into restaurants, and then it never happens. And so we deserve better. We deserve to have clean streets and investment. When we're talking about reducing violence in this community, a lot of times people don't focus on basic needs. And North Minneapolis is hungry. About one half of the people in this area live at 200% or below of the poverty line. And this is considered a food desert, which means that it's about a mile for many of the families to get to a grocery store. A little over a year ago, there was a lot of publicity around Aldi closing. We had 3 grocery stores in North Minneapolis, and Aldi was one of the main 3. At that time, a lot of leaders, I included, were on the news. We talked about how awful it was we were losing our grocery store. We got funding at the time, and then the news cycle moved on, and everyone forgot. Since that point, our numbers have doubled. We're serving far more people, and the investment has not gone up. We will continue to do what we're doing. We care about our community, but just to know that we're doing everything that we do on a budget of about $240,000 a year with 1.5 staff. And these kids are not cheap. So just when we're getting back to violence and crime in the area, when people don't have enough to eat and they don't have enough secure housing, those are the kind of baseline things that can lead people to, grow up to have unstable lives and to eventually go on to have commit crime. So I think when we're looking at a holistic approach to these kind of things, we really need to focus on basic needs. In the Camden Collective, last year we served 10,019 families, over 45,000 people. And so I know that maybe the city doesn't have a lot of money right now for food, but there's people out there, okay? There's people out there, the county, the state. There's a lot of ways to do cool investment in places like us. This climate grant is great because we can use the money to reduce pollution and pay our youth at the same time. We need to be creative about the way we find funding for our youth, for people in North Minneapolis, and for us fighting hunger and insecurity all over. And just remember the language accessibility is huge. We're able to serve so many families because we speak Spanish. And there's also people that come to us that speak Dari, Arabic, and other languages. And so we just need to seek and invest in creative strategies to meet these families. So many of the people behind me also live in North Minneapolis. I have board members and kids. And we deserve better, and we deserve investment. And I do appreciate this grant. Thank you so much, Mayor Fry, and people who chose this grant for us. But we also, North Minneapolis, we deserve better. And I really think you can find that money for us. So thank you for having me.
Well, as was pointed out, it's got to be a partnership. These community organizations, they make a gigantic difference. We at the city and beyond need to be supporting them. As was pointed out, there are root causes of crime that go well beyond the final incident that takes place. It's housing, it's food justice, it's making sure that people have an opportunity in life. And so all of those things kind of come together, and this is what's bringing all of these groups together is all about. And so with that, we'll open it to any questions you might have.
A question about where we're at here. You've seen gardens, what's being grown?
Yeah. You want to give us the rundown?
I can.
Yeah, come on. Come on up.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so the question is, what's growing back here? Tell us about the garden and what's the plan for the arable land?
Frank, go ahead and say your name.
Yeah, that too.
Hi, my name's Frank. I'm the Urban Agriculture Manager with Appetite for Change. So behind us you'll see our garden plots. We are growing currently carrots, beets, and beans. But we'll also be planting some summer squash. We're growing some medicinal plants, and we will be growing collards and tomatoes and most crops that you can imagine here and our 3 other sites in North Minneapolis.
Excellent. Sounds delicious. Any other questions? All right, thank you so much, everybody. Greatly appreciated.
Microphone, and then we're going to take a picture, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get cozy, everybody. Everybody's got to scoot in. All our people in the back. If you're like me, a little challenged vertically, get in front.